Hey SureCallers and certified installers, Adam Dutcher here again, and today we're going to be talking about the difference between an initial site survey and a complete site survey. Your initial site survey is typically going to be done when you're already on the job site. Maybe you don't necessarily have your spectrum analyzer or your RF signal meter with you, and you want to just get an idea about if this is a potential customer for a SureCall signal booster, as well as the service that you're already providing for your customer. There are a couple of key pieces of information that you're going to want to have when you're doing this initial site survey. Number one, you want to make sure you get the signal strength readings outside of the building. This is typically going to be in negative dB, and make sure that you put your phone into test mode and don't just get the bars, because the bars, as you know from my previous videos, can be very deceiving. You're also going to want to make sure that you record the total amount of square footage that your customer would like to have covered. Maybe if you're in a larger facility, you may not necessarily need to cover the entire building. Maybe there are a couple of different dead spots within that building that need to be covered. You need to know that information ahead of time so you know which booster to choose for your customer. Another critical piece of information you're going to want to know is the expected number of simultaneous users. By partnering this with the outside signal readings and the total amount of square footage, you can let your customer know what type of booster they may possibly need for this application. For instance, if you know that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be on the phone at the same time, you may need a higher capacity booster, something like the Force 5. But if you're just dealing with a large home, you may just need the Fusion 5S that'll cover a pretty good size amount of square footage, but does not have the type of user capacity that something like a Force 5 would. The complete site survey is going to be a little bit different. You do need to make sure you have either your spectrum analyzer or your RF signal meter. You also need to make sure that you have a copy of the commercial installation questionnaire or site survey that you can find at SureCall.com. You're also going to need a copy of the floor plan so you can make sure to indicate the signal readings on the actual floor plans themselves. The last thing you'll need is access. You're going to want to make sure that you have access to the perimeter of the building. You're going to want to make sure that you have access to the roof where you're expecting to put your outside donor antenna. You'll also want to make sure you have access to the interior of the building so that you can get signal readings for those dead spots that you're finding inside that building. When you're recording your signal strength readings outside with your signal meter, most likely you're going to be using mode number 2, because you're going to want to make sure that you get the signal readings for the different blocks in the different bands that the signal booster is going to be amplifying. If you're going to be using SureCall's free-to-use configuration assistance program, you really need to make sure that on that site survey you have every question answered completely. Not just with things like see floor plans or unknown. Make sure that it's complete. We will have a more in-depth video that talks about how to conduct a complete site survey from start to finish, but for now, feel free to go out there and offer those customers that in-building solution. There are so many buildings out there that have poor cellular reception, and they're all looking for an answer about how to fix it. Are you going to be the one that's going to fix it for them? If you need more help from SureCall, feel free to go to our website, SureCall.com, or give us a call here at our corporate headquarters. From everybody here at SureCall, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and thank you for using SureCall to help raise your bars.